Welcome guys back to another video of Premier League predictions. We are on match day 30 and the Premier League is back and we'll be covering all the predictions here on HD 90 minutes. So please stay alert. We'll be doing all the Arsenal previews, player ratings, and we'll be doing the predictions starting with today. So let's get straight into the first game. The first game is Norwich versus Southampton. This is the Friday night game in the Premier League. Norwich, this is a big game for them to try and get a few points and try and get some confidence and momentum going into the remainder of the season. So hopefully they can try and survive the Premier League. I have also done relegation predictions, so please go check that out as well on my channel. And hopefully Norwich can nick a point in this game, in a big game against Southampton. Southampton are doing all right this season. They've done respectably, to be honest, and I think that's the truth in this one. Looking at the table, Southampton are sitting in a comfortable 14th position, 34 points, and they are 7 points off relegation. So I don't think Southampton will get relegated this season. Looking at Norwich in the table, they are 20th position, 21 points, 6 points off 17th Watford. So a win could really help them out here for Norwich, but I don't see Norwich getting a win, but I do see a draw happening, and quite a goal-filled draw, so I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one. The next game is even bigger, and it is Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur. This is a very big game for the two sides because it's a top four race between the two sides. Tottenham aren't doing very well this season, and they've got some of their big players back, Harry Kane, Heung-min Son. So it's going to be a very big game for Tottenham, and hopefully they'll have a good crack at Manchester United to see if they can win this game. It is at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I think it's one of the first times United are actually going there, so it's going to be quite a hard time. But again, there are no fans in the stadium, so that's going to be a big blow for Tottenham as well. But again, I think Manchester United have just a bit more quality, and I think they'll have a bit more determination coming back from this whole lockdown thing, because I think they will be pushing for that top four. So in this game, I'm going to give Manchester United a 3-1 win in this one. The next game is also quite big for the two sides, and this is Watford versus Leicester City. Leicester City are coming back into the Premier League after the lockdown, and they're sitting in a very good position. They're on third position, 5 points ahead of Chelsea, who are on fourth. And again, for Leicester, I think this is quite an important game because they really need to win this one and push momentum and keep that place in third, which will be very vital for them. Looking at the other end of the spectrum, Watford are in 17th, level on points with Bournemouth. Only on goal differential, they're out of the relegation zone. So for Watford, they have to use some of their quality they did invest in the transfer window to try and push on and try and use their somewhat deep squad, but they don't have a deep squad, but they have a few players that could come off the bench and make an impact for Watford. But I do see Leicester City winning this one. I think they have a lot of quality, and with Jamie Vardy obviously coming back into the Premier League, you want to be scoring some goals. So in this game, I'm going to give Leicester City a 2-0 win. The next game is quite an interesting one and will be quite an underrated one going into this match day. And I think this will be quite a good game. And it's West Ham versus Wolves. Looking at West Ham versus Wolves, this game is at the London Stadium. So West Ham should be favourites for this one in a normal day. But obviously, things haven't gone well for them this season. And obviously, there's no fans in the stadium. And West Ham, they've been so bad this season. I can't avoid the truth. And West Ham are sitting in 16th position, also level on points with Bournemouth in the relegation sort of battle in there. So 16, 17 and 18 all on level on points, especially Watford and West Ham. So I think West Ham will do the better out of all those sides, because West Ham do have a deep squad. They have some very experienced players, and I don't think West Ham will go down at all. But in this game, I don't see them winning this one, because I think Wolves have a lot of quality. They are 6th position, 2 points off 5th Manchester United. So in this game, I'm going to give it to Wolves. So I'm going to give them a 1-0 win. The next game is Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace. This is going to be one of those average games where I don't think much will happen, and I do expect to be a draw in this one. But looking at the two sides, Bournemouth, as I said, they are struggling so badly this season. They are in the relegation zone on goal differential. So, for Bournemouth, they've had a lot of injuries this season. They've been very unlucky with their squad, but I don't see them surviving this season because they just won't have enough quality to play every 3 games. It is quite sad to see, but hopefully Bournemouth can bounce back in the next few years if they do get relegated. But looking at Crystal Palace, they are sitting comfortably in 11th position, so I don't see them getting relegated. Only 1 point off Arsenal, actually, in 9th position. So they'll be trying to aim towards like a top table finish. That would be the aim for Crystal Palace going into it. But I don't think Crystal Palace have much to aim for, so maybe Bournemouth have an edge in this one. But I do expect this to be a goal thriller. I'm going to give this a 3-3 draw. The next one is Newcastle versus Sheffield United. This, again, quite an interesting game to be fair. But Sheffield United are playing a few days earlier, actually, in the spare game they had, obviously, before they finished all this. And they have that game against Aston Villa. So Sheffield United will have quite an edge going into this game against Newcastle. But maybe their squad may be a bit tired. But obviously they will have 90 minutes under their belt against Aston Villa. Obviously that game hasn't been played yet, so I can't really say much about how Sheffield United will do. But this could either go two ways. They could be quite exhausted or they could be ready to play Newcastle. But I think Sheffield United are quite a well-drilled team, and I think they will know that getting that 90 minutes under their belt will really help them and help them push on in this game against Newcastle. And hopefully, I think Sheffield United will win this one. And they'll win this one. It could be quite a tight game. It could be quite comfortable. I'm not sure. But I'm going to give this a 2-1 win for Sheffield United. The next game we'll be exploring in this one is Aston Villa versus Chelsea. I think this is going to be quite a one-sided game. But Aston Villa will have the advantage because, again, as I said in the last game, Aston Villa will have the 90 minutes under their belt, obviously, in that game against Sheffield United. Obviously, the game hasn't happened, so we can't really say the result. But just the fact that they have 90 minutes before, like they have a bit of Premier League games before Chelsea, will really help Aston Villa in this one. But again, Chelsea's quality is double or triple the standard of Aston Villa's. So I do expect Chelsea to be professional in this one and do win this game quite easily. Looking at Aston Villa's place, I think they are trying to fight relegation. They're only 2 points off Bournemouth, Watford and West Ham. So they're definitely aim to survive. But looking at Watford and West Ham's quality, it's hard to see how Aston Villa could get out unless they have some form. But this form will have to start against Chelsea. But again, a Chelsea side that are chasing top four in our fourth position, 48 points, 5 points off Leicester, are trying to win this game quite easily. But I do see Chelsea winning this one, quite frankly, and I will give Chelsea a 3-0 win. The next one is the big game. It's the Merseyside derby, and it is between Everton and Liverpool. This is going to be probably one of the biggest games of their calendar, and it's a big game for Liverpool as well because they could get one step closer to the title here against Everton. But Everton will be giving them a fight. It's the Merseyside derby without fans, so it won't be the greatest thing in the world. But obviously Liverpool are playing before City, so they can't really, try and win the title at Merseyside. But it's going to be a big game for Liverpool to try and win this game. Liverpool, obviously, as we all know, they are doing very well this season. 82 points, 45 goal differential, number one in the position, and they are going to win the league quite comfortably. Looking at Everton, however, they are mid-table. They're doing average, to be honest. 12th position, 37 points, 2 points off Crystal Palace, and 3 points off Arsenal. So I don't think Everton will be making a push for Europe, especially the teams like Sheffield United. I think Wolves will be making that push more than Everton. So I don't think Everton will get close to the side, really. So they aren't really aiming for much, but I do expect Liverpool to beat Everton quite easily in this one, which is why I'm going to give it a 3-1 win for Liverpool. The last game of the match day is Manchester City versus Burnley. I think this is going to be one of the easier games of the round because Manchester City are doing so well. And I think because they'll have the 90 minutes under their belts from the Arsenal game, I think they'll be very up for this one. And I think because they have such a deep squad, I think they'll beat Burnley so easily. Obviously, Burnley aren't the greatest of teams, so they won't have the capacity in their training grounds to be so fit and ready. So I don't think they will be that fit and ready. I think Manchester City will exploit that to the full extent. So I do see City absolutely smashing Burnley in this one. And I think looking at Burnley, to be fair, they aren't really playing for anything. They're in 10th position, 1 point behind Arsenal, actually. But Arsenal have the game in hand against City, which we'll be doing a prediction video on. So check that. Look out for that as well. But Burnley, they're not really going to be chasing Europe, to be honest, unless they go on a proper mad run. But I don't expect that to happen. So in this game, I'm going to give Manchester City a 4-1 win. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe and share this video as well. If you want to see more as well, please let me know. And please leave some feedback as well in the comment section below. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.